This is a live presentation from Midco Sports Network. Tonight, the Oakland Golden Grizzlies battle the Bison from North Dakota State. Presented by Mid-Continent Business Solutions, making your business better. Men's Summit League basketball on Midco Sports Network begins right now.
Hello and welcome to Fargo, North Dakota and college basketball on Midco Sports Network. The Summit League back in full swing tonight after a holiday break, and it is Oakland University taking on the Bison from North Dakota State. Tom Neiman along with Juno Pintar on a warm winter's evening in Fargo, North Dakota. And Juno, we got the holiday break in here. It's been 5 or 6 days since these teams have been on the floor and played a game. It might be a little hard for them to get back into it tonight, you think?
Yeah, I think it's always a struggle over break when your normal routine gets interrupted. And when I mean normal routine, I mean classes, going to practice. Usually the kids' time is managed for them. But over a break, a coach has to be pretty aware of what they're doing. I remember back when I played, Coach Irvinger used to have practice at 8 a.m. to make sure there were no shenanigans at night. You know, so there's a few more things to worry about in just terms of keeping the guys occupied and focused. So it's a break in the routine, and I'm sure the guys are anxious to get back on the floor. All
right, Oakland University is the two-time defending champion in the men's side in the Summit League. And we take a look at the Golden Grizzlies, and they are 8-6 overall coming into this game. 2-0 in the Summit League. They did play 2 Summit League games before the Christmas break. And again, they are the two-time defending league champions and tournament champions. Losses to some of the big-name programs in the country: Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, and University of Michigan. They did beat Tennessee again this year, beat them last year as well, won this year 89-81 back on November 28th. So Oakland is a legit mid-major program, to say the least. North Dakota State comes in at 8-3 on the season. They are 1-1 in their first 2 Summit League games of this season. They are coming off a loss 6 days ago at the University of Minnesota, 63-59. Had a chance to win that one, but came up 4 points short. Their last win against Oakland was in the Summit League tournament in 2009. They won that game 66-64 on the shot by Ben Woodside. And Juno, over the years, these games between these two teams have been very close. They played 2 close ones last year. And how close a game do you expect tonight?
Well, I don't expect much difference because these are 2 of the better programs in the Summit League. Coach Camp does a great job at Oakland. He's had them in the tournament the last couple of years, like you said. And I remember watching them play North Carolina 4 or 5 years ago in the opening round at the NCAA tournament. So 2 well-respected programs that are well-coached and well-run. And there'll be some exciting players to watch as well.
Yeah, one big-time player. And we'll take a look when we come back at Reggie Hamilton from Oakland University, one of the leading scorers in the country in Division I, and L.A. Lawrence Alexander, a freshman for North Dakota State. And we'll take a look at those 2 players to watch when we return as Oakland and North Dakota State get set to tip it off.
Unique needs, different styles. Every one of your customers is custom, just like every business. So why should yours settle for one-size-fits-all phone, data, and video service? The consultants at Mid-Continent Business Solutions create one solution that fits you, instead of making you fit into one solution. A personal focus and custom options for every business. Mid-Continent Business Solutions, making your business better.
Welcome back to Fargo, getting set for North Dakota State and Oakland University. And let's take a look at a couple of players to keep an eye on tonight. First for Oakland, it is Reggie Hamilton. He is a senior guard from Chicago, leads the Summit League in scoring at 23 points a game, and he has had some huge games this year. 41 against Valparaiso when he win. He had 35 against Tennessee this year. And Juno, the guy can just flat out score anytime he wants.
Yeah, and he's putting up points not against JV teams. I mean, those are good programs he's scoring points on. And the one thing I was impressed with the last NDSU game I was at was Fresno State. They did a good job shutting down their leading scorer. And I expect Dylan Hale to have his hands full tonight. I'm sure he'll be matched up on Hamilton to start the game, so it'll be fun to watch.
All right, for North Dakota State, we're going to take a look at Lawrence Alexander, L.A., the freshman point guard for North Dakota State. He's averaging just over 11 points a game, 59 assists, 32 turnovers thus far in the season. And your impressions of him so far in his first year?
Well, he's a young man who plays beyond his years. You know, he doesn't play like a true freshman. Was very impressed with how well he played against Fresno State, and also I had a chance to see him play against Minnesota. Great composure. He definitely is the floor general out there, and it's just so unusual to see a freshman come in and take the reins of a team and basically run the show with no hesitation. So he's an impressive one to watch.
It should be very good matchups all over the floor tonight, and it is Oakland and North Dakota State when we come back on Midcoast Sports Network.
It's never been more powerful. It's never been more fuel efficient. It's never been more BMW. The BMW 3 Series, the ultimate driving machine.
Lease a new 2011 BMW 328iX Drive. No down payment, $399 a month at BMW of Sioux Falls.
Welcome back once again, Fargo, North Dakota, the Bison Sports Arena. It is North Dakota State in the home white uniforms, Oakland University in the road black. And here we go, Tom Neiman, Juno Pintar, and Reggie Hamilton will give it up top to Drew Valentine. Hamilton on the wing here, guarded by Dylan Hale, in what is going to be a very good matchup tonight. Travis Bader at the top to Lucas Laval Perry. Perry is senior, Hamilton is senior, the only two seniors on this roster. Here is Valentine against Trayvon Wright. And they travel on the first possession. And the starting lineups here tonight for Oakland. You got Travis Bader, great three-point shooter, a sophomore. Perry, Valentine, Hamilton, and Corey Petros, a redshirt freshman center. Dylan Hale, Lawrence Alexander, Taylor Braun, Trayvon Wright, and Marshall Bjorklund. And right to the rack and in for two is Lawrence Alexander for the first two of the night.
And this will be Oakland's first look at LA, and I'm sure they'll adjust to his quickness, but that was too easy on their first possession. Just basically ISO'd him on top with a ball screen.
Here's Petros throwing in a jump hook. Big guy averages about 10 points, 10 rebounds a game. Saul Phillips, fifth year now as the head coach at North Dakota State.
I know Hamilton gets all the hype, but basically Oakland has their five starters averaging double figures, so they do have balanced scoring.
Dylan Hale trying to get it into Marshall Bjorklund. Plenty of shot clock left. Taylor Braun on a kick out, and Alexander now will try to set with 9 on the shot clock. First turnover for North Dakota State.
And better reaction that time on the help defense with Oakland stepping up to stop LA on the penetration.
Oakland leads the Summer League teams in scoring at 79 points a game. Steal by Alexander. North Dakota State's only given up 62 a game. Trayvon Wright soaring but can't hit Reggie Hamilton. So what's going to give tonight here, Juno? Is Oakland going to score a bunch? Is North Dakota State going to be able to hold them under 75? What do you think?
Yeah, if I was NDSU, I'd be setting the target at 65. If you can keep it within striking range there. And NDSU has been very solid defensively. You see they play a team defense. Guys are always in the gaps ready to help. But, Oakland is explosive. So it should be a fun battle just because you kind of have opposing forces going at each other.
Oakland coming off a loss in their last game. Western Michigan beat them 91-76. And North Dakota State last week, right before Christmas, a 4-point loss at Minnesota. Taylor Braun turns it over, taken away by Bader. Valentine going in against Dylan Hale. And a blocking foul.
I guess I didn't have an angle to see if his feet were inside. Couldn't tell on the replay there. Looked like he was set. The only question is if his heels were on the inside of that restraining line.
And it seems, Juno, if you don't just run the defender over, if you slide by, should it matter what angle you hit the defender at?
Well, it all goes back to verticality, so it shouldn't matter what angle you get hit at, because if you're looking at verticality, it doesn't matter if they hit you on the side or square in the sternum, but you're more likely to get the positive call if you take it right in the sternum.
Alexander guarded here by Ryan Bass, who's back in the lineup for Oakland. He'd missed the last 5 games with the symptoms of a concussion, but a very good athlete and very good defender, and off the foot of Alexander and out of bounds. So 3 turnovers here already on North Dakota State.
And very uncharacteristic. NDSU as a team and LA are usually pretty solid with the ball.
Hamilton turning the corner. He's got Hale on him. Valentine off to Petros for 2 more. In the half court, they're going to have to deal with dribble penetration from Oakland's guards. Taken away again by Bader, and another steal and another NDSU turnover. Hamilton gives it right back. Taylor Braun going in against Bass. And Braun will get 2 free throws.
Good aggressive take to the basket. I think we're seeing a little bit of the effects of the layoff for both teams, kind of sloppy on both ends of the floor with the basketball. Sometimes it takes 5 or 6 minutes for getting that first good sweat going before guys will get back into their rhythm.
Taylor Braun, one of these sophomores. They start 4 sophomores. And then the freshman, Lawrence Alexander. Braun coming off 13 points and 11 rebounds against the Gophers at Minnesota.
And a frustrating game for Saul Phillips and the Bison, that game against Minnesota. I don't know if the fans out there got a chance to see it, but it's a game that NDSU could have very easily won. Missed some free throws down the stretch and missed some open looks. And talking to Coach Phillips, that was one that they thought they let get away.
Alexander going after it against Bader, and Oakland gives it back, and it's 4 turnovers now against the Grizz. So this is maybe a little bit of defense and a lot of sloppiness, Juno.
Yeah, I think the offense is kind of contributing to their own demises.
Counted for Alexander.
We'll have to see how he came down. It does not look like he is feeling good right now. But an impressive take. Let's see if I'll be interested to see if Oakland will take away that right hand. He's gotten to that lane with his right hand 3 times now. You get a look at how he comes down. Thankfully, I was never able to jump that high, so I never had to worry about coming down like that.
Fouls on Petros, and Alexander hit his forehead on the way down.
Yeah, and that's something that they got to check with all the attention being played to concussion and concussion management at the pros, college level, even at the high school. You can bet the trainers are going to be very, very protective. And it looks like he got a little cut on his lip as well.
He's going to come back and shoot a free throw here. The basket was good.
And those bumps on the head, sometimes you don't realize it. Sometimes it takes a while to realize that you kind of got your egg scrambled a little bit. But thankfully, it looks like Lawrence is going to be all right.
Bison on top. Here's Hamilton, averaging 23 a game. That is tops in the Summit League. Dylan Hale. We will talk a little bit with Hale here at halftime. We talked with him before the game this afternoon. Wanted to make every shot difficult for Hamilton, and a difficult shot again for Lawrence Alexander, who's got 5 points. Hamilton did not get away with the travel.
You see Oakland really spreads the floor offensively and relies heavily on dribble penetration, but sometimes you take that one extra dribble and getting a little too deep with that good help defense. And see if LA gets by him again with his right hand.
Three-pointer for Dylan Hale. Six straight for North Dakota State.
You see before Dylan even let that one go, Lawrence Alexander had his hands up in the air calling for the three, and it's nice when your point guard has confidence in you as a shooter.
No good for Bader. Bader and Mike Felt, who will come off the bench here for North Dakota State. These two best three-point shooters in the league right now. It's back-to-back for Dylan Hale.
Well, after an ugly start, that was an impressive couple possessions here for NDSU. I think they've scored on 4 straight.
Pull up the Bass. Bjorklund battling with Petros. Petros and Valentine, the two best offensive rebounders so far in the Summit League. So North Dakota State's got to deal with that tonight. Can Trayvon Wright make it 3 in a row? No. And a rebound to Valentine.
Still a pretty good look in transition.
Oh. Hamilton going down, and this might be number 2 on Dylan Hale. Saul Phillips, got a little coaching to do when we come back, and Bison out to a 10-point lead here early.